Hi there, Chris here with another fresh tip for you all. In this video, we are going to continue our look at painting different styles of hair or colors of hair. And in this one, we are going to take a look at creating brown hair. So we have this model here. It has nice long hair. And of course, this doesn't apply to just female models. It can work for male as well. We're going to get started with some Doombull Brown. This is kind of a nice brown to use. It has a slight red shift to it or hue to it, which brown hair, can kind of shift towards that, or it can shift towards blonde, but either way, we're going with this for our base coat onto the hair. The model has been primed in a light gray from Stynal Res using an airbrush, and this model is from Warmachine. It is one of those Kador Assassins or something like that. I don't remember, it's been so long. But once that base coat is dry, you can see we did just a quick couple, 2 layers thinned out just a little bit, and just, obviously not to obscure any of that detail. Scrag Brown is next. We are going to mix this into our little dollop of the Doombull Brown, and it's kind of not quite 1-to-1, but somewhere close to that. And basically we are going to layer this into the hair, following most of those tendrils of hair, and then as we work on the top of the head, I'm going to basically build these highlights about halfway down to the sides of the hair, and allow basically the natural shadows to occur closer to where the ponytail is drawn in, and on the undersides as well. And then on the long part of the hair, I'm basically laying these brighter colors, building about halfway up the hair from the ends, so it gets brighter towards the ends. Next, we're going to go with some Ushabti Bone, and basically we're going to mix this into our little dollop of paint. This is basically I guess we're running ratios, it's a 1-to-1-to-1 kind of thing. We are very gently going to layer in some of these along some of the high points, and then after a while I kind of just screw it, and we just basically lay it into each of the little tendrils. More kind of just, picking and choosing here and there, trying to keep our highlights smaller than what we had previously done, of course. But I'm not being too precious about how I'm placing them down and all that. I'm not too worried if it falls into recesses and things like that nature. Here I'm just catching some of the hairs on the front of the face, just so that it silhouettes the face a little bit better, and then of course a little bit more edging here and there on some of the high points, but otherwise we're allowing some of those other colors to kind of play out and give us some nice tone along the areas. Next, we're going to use some more Ushabti Bone, mixing this into our dollop, so now it's more of a 1-to-2. Can't even remember the ratios. Using a small dry brush, and very lightly I'm just going to catch just the ends of the hairs and the top of the head, concentrating more of the brush stroke towards the front of the face, so it gets a little brighter towards the front and a little darker towards the back, where the ponytail kind of gathers at the back of the head. Once that is done, we're going to come in with some of Snakebite Leather from the Contrast variety from Citadel. I'm going to slap a little bit onto my palette, grab a very generous amount of water. I'm going to thin the color down just ever so slightly. Well, it's not too slight, but we're basically going to apply this over the entirety of the hair, very thinned out, but allow more of it to gather towards where the hair at the back of the head gathers towards the ponytail. And of course, on the long part of the hair, we're going to push the color up towards where the ponytail meets, and we're going to build some more contrast in that point. Now, we could come in with a more solid color, like our undiluted Snakebite Leather, but I wanted to kind of control how much we're going with. So once that first layer was dry, I come in with undiluted Snakebite Leather and push this in towards where the ponytail meets, again, just to create a little bit more shadow, and then also build it up where closer to the body, where more the hair would be darker from, obviously the highlights and shadows and things like that. And then basically I just kind of apply this here and there, allowing some of the shadows to build up, and then I come in with another layering of thinned out Snakebite Leather, and then apply that and blend some of the points together, so there isn't an abrupt step here and there. Of course, if you wanted to finish this off with another dry brushed layer of that highlight color, you could, just to reestablish some of the high points, and that is pretty much it. That is brown hair. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these little short ones on hair. Big thank you to all my patrons. Without their support, these videos would not be possible. If you're considering Patreon support, click the link in the description below, and it will take you off to a magical land where you will see varying tiers of support. And a huge thank you to everybody who currently does. Take care of those brushes, and they will take care of you.